He's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And we roll now on the graphics for the offensive starters.
Let's take a look at the left tackle, Taylor Lewan. A big, gregarious guy with great athletic ability. Plays the game with a little bit of an edge. In fact, he doesn't play to the whistle. He plays to the echo of the whistle.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he will find his man on the outside. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. "35 yards that time on the punt, and the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Sony Michel, his first carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Ready. Check. 59. 61. Matchbox light. Snap.
On 3rd down, Eason. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Eluding the pressure right. Brushing off defenders. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
2nd and 2. Screen play to McAllister. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him.
Nowhere to go. Here he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yep.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Tariq Cohen, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
2nd and 5. And this is incomplete. He was trying to get it to A.J. Brown that time. And it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. This is McAllister. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Let's get off the field.
They're going to try and throw. Buying time to his left. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, McCarthy. And that going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh, boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such. And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 38-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the first down.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. To throw on 2nd down. McCarthy throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 17-yard line. The first red zone opportunity for the Titans. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Ready for the second quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Steps away to his left. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd and 1. Being chased out left. Toward the pylon, caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
And that is caught by Davis for a Tennessee touchdown. Corey Davis, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense. They get set here, and they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Eason. And that's going to be incomplete. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
An extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. From the gun, Eason. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And it'll be Titan football. On 1st down, McAllister. He finds an opening past the 40. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee 1st down. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Finding his way home for the sack that time, Taven Bryan. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
To throw on 3rd down, McCarthy. Now they go screen. It's complete. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out through.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. Looking to throw. Eason. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Eason. The open man is Westbrook. And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Well, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down. And pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold them to a gain of a couple.
Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will knock things up here late in the first half. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin with an AFC South matchup in Indianapolis as Houston is in town. And it's the Texans who have the lead at halftime. 2 touchdown passes there for Deshaun Watson. From there, we head to Hard Rock Stadium to check on the Dolphins at home in Miami. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. 2 touchdown passes there for Dak Prescott. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. In that matchup, all even in their battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected, all tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And some room to work. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This fielded at the 2. And a nice job there on special teams as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. A big play that time for the Titans. 52 yards. Pretty good yards after the catch there on that crossing route. Is a crossing route good for a quarterback because the receiver's coming across his line of vision?
They love those kind of throws. And how many times have you seen any of what we call an in-breaking route? The quarterback really turns it loose, doesn't he? Has a lot more confidence because he can see the play right in front of him.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows. It's having a tough time, and that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching, and there was another first down run right there.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison. Again, it's Henry. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
That time a 6-play drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, boys. Bring it out.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the third quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Again, it's Michel. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Go, go, go. Shoot.
They'll run it. This is Michel. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And it's Michel once again. But he breaks through another tackle. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
On the ready. 53. Bring it. Just get it.
From the gun on 3rd down. Eason got his man complete over the middle. That's Jordan. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Ready, set. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Go. Go. Go.
Back to throw. Eason. And it's caught. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. From 8 yards out, as his guys have now moved out in front.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll run it again with Henry. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. He's going to rifle one deep left side. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Eason. The open man is Shark. It's complete. The 20. 10. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it culminates in a Jags touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Titans on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is third down and 12. Uncorks one for Davis, and that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And he comes back with one complete. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
On first down, McCarthy. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some dust.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Looking to throw on second down. McCarthy. He's got Smith here. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. To give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal. After the penalty, it's Henry. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here.
We got 4. We got 4.
They run with Deuce McAllister. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. They'll run for it here with McAllister. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point splits the uprights. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the fourth down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on fourth down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and then converted a second time for 6 points.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here. And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
You hate to give the ball away here in the fourth quarter while you're just holding a slim lead. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
So now the Titans down on the scoreboard. 1:39 to go. Staring them in the face is the need to go 97 yards. No easy task as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3. Derrick Henry. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. This is Henry. And he will have the first down here as he's up to the 15. First down now, but the clock continues to move. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march up another 15 against your squad.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jags take over in terrific field position. Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.